What's up, YouTube? Cat Sports here once again. Now, this is a sports channel, so let's talk some sports. Before I get started, let me give my usual shout out to the JBT community, Just Boxing Talk. We're a community of people that just love to talk boxing. And we are looking for others to join us. You don't need to have a channel, a podcast, anything like that to become a member. But there is one requirement. And that requirement is you just had to love talking boxing. Okay? Aunt McQueen. What's up, Aunt? Lonnie Lee. I hope I sound okay. I had to go live on my phone. I don't know what's wrong with this laptop piece of junk. I can't even get the damn thing to come on, man. I don't know. But there was some fights last night. I think it was 2 cards. We had the was it Nathan Heaney versus Denzel Bentley from Manchester, England, and Diego Pacheco, Marcelo Contreras from Inglewood, California. I think it was at the home of the Lakers. Take a quick look at what happened. Couple fights. We had a women's championship fight on the card out of Manchester, England. I believe it was Hannah Rankin versus Emma Carson for the vacant WBC and WBO women's super welterweight belts. Okay. So they were left vacant by Natasha Jonas. What's up, Tim Layton, JBT? I knew you was around somewhere, Tim. Hey, Tim, how I sound? I had to go on my phone because my laptop, I can't even get the laptop to come on, man. Wow. That's going to be some more money I have to spend. Got to get a new one. I sound okay on the phone, though? Give me a thumbs up, Tim. Or a thumbs down. But, we had I was talking about Hannah Rankin versus Emma Carson. One of the fights last night. That was for the women's junior welterweight WBC and WBO straps. Super welterweight, excuse me. Left vacant by Natasha Jonas. Okay. Carson got a split decision. Get the nod from 2 judges. One gave it to Rankin. I hope y'all don't hear those papers right. I made some notes. I watched it. I can't remember everything that happened. But anyway, it was an evenly matched fight. Wasn't any real action from either fighter, to tell you the truth. Oh, thank you, Tim. Put that thumbs up. Okay. Now, Rankin took control of the center of the ring early, and she had a very good first round. But Carson came back strong in the second. Rankin did score a nice uppercut in the round. And the fight continued to be evenly matched, all the way up to the halfway point. And weren't many power punches landed by either. Wasn't many thrown, to tell you the truth. Carson did back Rankin into the ropes with a flurry in the 5th round. Rankin stepped up the pace in the 7th, but it didn't seem to phase Carson. Carson set back, seemed to content the counter, and she was very effective at it. As they got into the late rounds, Carson was clearly fighting like she thought she had the lead on his cards. And as the championship round began, Carson fought like, well, she fought like she had the lead on the cards, and she did, but it wasn't that big of a lead. I can't read my own handwriting. But as the championship rounds begun, Rankin clearly needed to have a big finish. And she started the last round the most aggressive she had been for the entire fight. And she pressed forward the entire round. But Carson apparently had already done enough because the judges gave her the majority decision. And now Emma Carson is the unified WBO and WBC champion in the women's super middleweight division. She got it by scores of 98, 92, 96, 94. One judge gave her the rank in 96, 94. Salute, flawless mentality. How are you? Good to see you. Always a pleasure, my brother. I'm just talking a little boxing, going over the fights from last night. It wasn't too much talk done about those cards, but it was 2 cards last night. I was just going over the fight where Emma Carson became the WBC and WBO women's super middleweight champion. Now the co-main was Nick Ball against Isaac Dogby. Isaac Dogby had a little left in the tank. What's up, Aunt McQueen? Chilling. Hoping these Giants lose. Yeah, my Ravens played Thursday, so I just got it on the NFL Network where you know how they show all the games, highlights of all the games. That's what I'm pretty much not watching a game. I'm just peeping at the highlights for all of them. We don't play till we got a long break. That's one thing about that Thursday game. You get a short week from Sunday to Thursday, but then after that, you get a real long break, you know. But Nick Ball and Isaac Dogby was a title eliminator at 126 featherweight. Okay. And Ball got the biggest win of his career when he beat Dogby. Dogby was the super bantamweight champ. Former super WBO super bantamweight champ, and Ball got the win over him. He got a wide unanimous decision: 118, 109, 119, 108, and 116, 111. 26 years old, gave a very good performance, proving his record of 19-0, 11 knockouts. Dogby was tough, showed his experience, but he came up short in his bid to get back to a title shot. And Dogby falls to 24-4, 15 knockouts, and that might be the end of the road for Isaac. That might just have been his last path to return to a title shot. Just Do Boxing, what's up, brother? Talking about some of these fights from last night. It wasn't too much attention given to them, but there was 2 cards last night. I was talking about Isaac Dogby and Nick Ball. Dogby came up short, and that could be it for him, because he's getting long in the tooth for boxing, you know. He was game, though. But Ball, he showed high punch output, had a good gas tank, and he was real aggressive. And also he had a good chin, because Dogby tested him. He caught him in the, what round was that Dogby got? I think it was the second. He cracked him with a nice left hand. Knocked Ball backward, but he took it well. Now, Ball got a couple of breaks in the early rounds, because in the, what round was it? I had it written down. I think it was the third. Looked like he went down. But the referee when Isaac caught him with a nice right hand, but the referee ruled it a no knockdown. Then in the 4th round, he gave Ball a knockdown when he clearly threw Dogby down. The referee was Victor Lachlan. He had a couple of bad rounds, but fortunately, those bad decisions didn't have any kind of bearing on the outcome of the fight because Ball clearly won by a wide decision. What's up, Al Booger? Thought I saw Al Booger's name in there. Yeah, there you go. I think. Yeah. What's up? That's a little bit of Sunday afternoon boxing talk. You can listen and look at the game at the same time. Like I was saying, my team played Thursday, so they don't play until next Sunday. I'm just on the NFL Network where they just give you highlights of all the games. So I wasn't really watching. But yeah, the referee had a couple of bad decisions in that fight, but it didn't have any bearing because Ball got a wide decision over Dogby. And you know, Darby was an older man by 3 years, and he was starting to look tired as we got into the late rounds. But he still was game. He caught Ball with some nice hard shots late in the fight. But like I said, there was no doubt who the winner was. And Ball is now in line for a title shot. I think he will get the winner of Ray Vargas and who was it? I think Brandon Figueroa. They haven't even scheduled that fight yet, but I think they're going to be fighting for the WBC belt, and then Ball will get the winner. And then that was the co-main on that card. The main event was Devin, what was the guy's name? Bentley against Heaney. Nathan Heaney against I can't remember Devin's first name. I got papers everywhere. I wrote some notes down. Okay, this is the 3rd fight. Not Natasha Jonas. Yeah, Bentley and Heaney. That was for the British middleweight championship. Whatever that is. Guess you had to be British to really care about that. But it was Nathan Heaney against Devin Bentley for the British middleweight championship. Denzel Bentley, thank you, Just Do. Yeah, Denzel Bentley. And Heaney got the win. Huge upset. Because Bentley was heavily favored. Heaney, 34 years old. It started slow, too. Had some extracurricular activity early. Bentley damn near threw Heaney through the ropes in the 3rd round. And then he was hitting him behind the head in the 4th round. He got a warning from the referee. Yeah, Heaney's 6 years older than Bentley. I think Bentley was 28. Heaney was 34. And came into the fight as an underdog, like I said. But he fought well. And really, it was up to like the halfway point before they really started letting their hands go. Then as they got into the late rounds, looked like the upset was in the making. And they said that Heaney's corner told him, look for Bentley to start picking up the pace because he was getting in the need of knockout territory. Yeah, it was. Did you see it, Just? It was an upset. And Bentley began swinging for the fences, too. Like the 8th, 9th. And Heaney stood there and it turned into a slugfest briefly. But Heaney regained the momentum. He was countering good, showing good defense. And clearly, as they got into the championship rounds, Heaney was ahead on the cards. But he was game. He knew he was winning. He still stood there and traded some big shots with Bentley. But he got the majority decision. I didn't think it was. The one judge called it a draw. I don't know. Then the others you had at 116, 113, 117, 111 for Heaney, which I thought was the correct, the way it really was. And that was the main event on that card. And then on, we had another card too, from California. That was headlined by Diego Pacheco and Conceras. And it was a women's championship fight on that card also. Yeah. It sure was. That was Erica Cruz and Myron Rivas. And that was for the WBA Super Bantamweight strap. I'm gonna drop this link in a minute. I just want to talk about these last two fights very quick. Excuse me for 1 minute. There's somebody knocking. I'm home by myself. My wife went to church and it's 2:30. I don't know what kind of church they be having. Man, if I went to that church, I'd probably get up and leave. They went like 10:30 this morning. It's 2:30. They still at church. I mean, I'm sorry, but wow, that's a long time. You get there about 10:30. I probably would have left about 11. They'll pray for me. Oh, here we go. Okay. Erica Cruz versus Myron Rivas for the WBA Women's Super Bantamweight Championship. 122. I'm trying to type this link in and talk. I can't do two things at once. Cruz punched her way to a majority decision. All these majority decisions yesterday. Now, it started out, they was both boxing pretty well. Rivas was working off the back foot. She was trying to catch Cruz coming in because Cruz was trying to be the aggressor. And they went back and forth for the first couple rounds. Around the fourth round, began to heat up. Because Cruz was already trying to make a fight of it, but Rivas was content to be on the back foot early. But around the fourth round, she started to stand her ground in exchange with Cruz. And by the fifth round, Rivas had some swelling around her right eye. I guess that's why she was holding back the first few rounds. But it was turning into a good back and forth though by that point. Cruz even got a little reckless, and Rivas caught her with a nice shot at the end of round 5, I believe it was. Yeah. Then in the 6th, Cruz began having success. She was trapping Rivas on the ropes with flurries. And by the late rounds, Cruz was coming on strong. A lot of activity. But Rivas was countering with some accurate punches and moving around a lot. That's what kept her in it. But in the championship rounds, Cruz started making it rough. And Rivas just started holding on. Cruz, the round 10, Cruz kept coming forward with the relentless pressure. And Rivas was backing up trying to counter, but she wouldn't have too much success. But it was another majority decision. Cruz won it 98, 92, 97, 93 on 2 judges' cards. And she is now the women's WBA Super Bantamweight champion. Okay. And the last fight I wanted to talk about was Diego Pacheco and Marcelo Conceras. Pacheco got the knockout, but he didn't look like all that. And this was from Inglewood, California, in the super middleweight division. Okay. Pacheco came in 19-0, 16 knockouts. That's a pretty good knockout percentage. Okay. Did you see those fights, Tim? Last night? Pacheco knocked Caceres out in the ninth round. Yep. He landed a right uppercut that dropped Caceres, and he slid down the ropes and took a knee and got counted out. Looked like he could have got up, but he decided not to. And in the eighth round, Pacheco had Caceres trapped against the ropes, and he was pummeling him. And as Caceres was sitting on his stool in between rounds, he looked badly beaten. And you could tell he wasn't going to make it through another round, which he didn't. Now, Pacheco didn't look all that good. Well, Caceres, he didn't put up much of a fight. He was missing throughout the fight. He was slow. Had no inside game whatsoever. Okay. And Pacheco, he wasn't all that impressive himself. Most of the fight, all he threw was jabs. And Caceres, when he came forward, he actually backed Pacheco up. And whenever he got close, Pacheco would grab him, tie him up. Pacheco clearly needs some work before he steps up to the top level at 168, because there's some real killers up there. But Pacheco goes to 20, 17 knockouts. That's not a bad knockout percentage. Okay, I'm gonna drop this link in here. Okay, excuse me for a minute. One more time. See, I'm on my phone. I hate being on this phone. Okay, now where did I put the link at? There it is. It's Sunday. Nobody here. But Tim, my loyal follower, supporter, Tim Layton is in here. So I'm gonna go on for a little while. Okay, let me get this link in. Maybe somebody. // Bear with me for 1 second. What's up with you today, Tim? Oh, you're a Cowboys fan, right? Who y'all got today? Okay, Tim. Holler at you later. Take care. I'll see you later on in the at the Hardcore's Old School show tonight. Everybody done abandoned Cast Sports. That's okay. Holler at you later, Tim. Oh yeah, I had to change my pound for pound list too. Over some things that happened in the past week. Let's review. Cast Sports pound for pound list. Still got Terrence Crawford number 1. Still got Naoya Inoue number 2. Uh-oh. I hope Just Do ain't on here. I had Shakur Stevenson number 3. I had to move him back, Just. I'm sorry. He can get back on there though. Get a chance to redeem himself. Now at number 3, everybody just came forward. 1. Jamel Charlo is 3. The Face of Boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis is 4. Earl Spence is 5. Jerron Ennis is 6. Deron Ennis was 8. He leapfrogged Devin Haney to become 6. Devin Haney is 7. Dimitri Bivol is 8. Vasil Lomachenko is 9. And the new guy on the list, drum roll please. Number 10, Oshaki Foster. Going off of that last performance he had down there in Mexico. I knew Oshaki as a slick boxer, but he went in there against a guy with a knockout rate of nearly 90% and slugged it out with him and stopped him down in Mexico. So Oshaki Foster is on my pound for pound list at number 10. Yes. Yep. I wonder where my buddy Thomas Hill is at. But the big one is coming up next weekend. Fight week is coming in for David Benavidez versus Demetrius. I was getting ready to say Dimitri Bivol. Demetrius Andrade. I got Andrade. Okay. It's going to be a good fight. But I just think Andrade will outbox him. He's a slick boxer. He's going to put that thing about gas tank to rest. He's not going to cruise in the late rounds this time. But he's going to box his way to a close, unanimous 12-round decision against David Benavidez. Okay. But it's a great card overall. Like in my friend's hardcore chat this morning, I had Demetrius Andrade. I had Jamal Charlo. I like something one of Tank Davis's coaches said, Coach Kenny. He said, Jose Benavidez is always going to be at a disadvantage because of that bullet he took in the leg, you know. And once Maul steps in there, gets hit, gets to going, he'll be okay. I got him winning in a decision over Jose Benavidez. And then Subriel Matias and Shojahan Ergashev. Woo-wee. That's going to be fan-friendly. If I can say nothing else about that fight, it will be fan-friendly. Subriel Matias, Shojahan Ergashev. Seen some news about boots on there this morning. Let me pull it up. This laptop still haven't came on, man. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. I'll buy me a new one. Maybe my wife would get it and say it's an early Christmas present. Only got about a month, right? Yeah. She asked me yesterday what I wanted for Christmas. I want a laptop. Can I get it now? Yeah, I had some Jerron Bucetis was on it this morning. I forgot what it was. Let me pull it up. I don't mind talking to myself. I just hope everybody that was here hit the like before you left. You know, one day my little small channel gonna be bigger. But hey, you gotta be small before you can be big, right? See something. Yeah. Tampa Tommy, Thomas Hill. Where in the world? Here we go. J Hardcore. Jay Hardcore probably getting ready for the old school show tonight. I may as well close this thing up. Everybody probably watching the football games. All right. So who would I like to see? Jerome Boots Ennis fight next. Well, obviously it's Bud, but we're not going to see that. So I think Stanionis. But Stanionis said he needed a tune-up, and I don't blame him. He's been out of the ring for a year, and Jerome Ennis is not the person to get in the ring with after a year's layoff. Okay? But nobody wants to fight the kid. Some people thought when he got awarded the super belt, the IBF super belt, that people would step up and fight him, but they're still not going to step up and fight him because they know they're not going to win the belt. Okay? If they were afraid to fight him before he got the belt, what makes anybody think they're going to step up and fight him when he has the belt? Because they know they're still not going to end up with the belt, so they're still not going to want to fight him. That's the way I look at it. Why do they call Jerron Ennis Boots? Okay? He said his nickname was originally Boots, not Boots, Boops. Okay? But his mother used to call him that when he was little. But he said when he was in the gym at a young age, people started to mistakenly call him Boots. His mother was calling him Boops, Boops. But in the gym, people was mistakenly calling him Boots, Boots. And the name stuck. I like Boots better than Boops anyway. Boots better than Boops anyway. Jerome Boots Ennis. Boops, that don't sound right. Jerome Boots Ennis. How many rounds has Jerome Boots Ennis lost? Okay. Now he has never lost a fight as a professional. And he's only lost a handful of rounds. I have never seen him lose any. But this thing says he's lost a handful. But check this out. This says Jerron Ennis has never fought a full 3-minute round in which all 3 judges voted against him. Now, isn't that amazing? You know, you would figure everybody that had at least one round that all the 3 judges didn't give him. Boots has never fought a round that at least one judge didn't give him. And most of the rounds, all 3 judges gave him. Amazing. Is Jerron Boots Ennis left-handed? It says, Jerron Boots Ennis' father taught him how to be, he was a southpaw. His father taught him how to be right-handed at the age of 8. That valuable lesson paved the way for Ennis to be built into the boxer he is today, ambidextrous with his onslaughts. Drawing inspiration. Isn't that crazy, Albert? Drawing inspiration from Roy Jones Jr. and the late Pernell Whitaker helped him develop the rest of the way. Those are some hell of a people to pattern yourself behind there. Roy Jones Jr. and Pernell Whitaker. Woo! And that's what Boots is. A combination of those two. I never thought about that before. Think about it. Roy Jones and Pernell Whitaker. That's Boots. You put Roy Jones and Pernell Whitaker together, that's Boots. That is Boots. Wow. Jerron Ennis. The welterweight division has a problem on its hands. Boots was 8 months old when his father first took him to the gym. His father was a former boxer himself. So he used to bring Boots to the boxing gym with him when he was a small child. I just talked about how Boots was originally left-handed. His father taught him how to be right-handed at the age of 8. Now, Boots isn't just a switch hitter as a boxer. He's ambidextrous, means he right both hands. He does everything. He can do everything both hands. Right, eat, whatever. Okay, he's truly ambidextrous. He said when he was little, all he used to watch was Roy Jones and Pernell Whitaker. And man, I never thought about that, but reading this, that's who Boots is. Roy Jones and Pernell Whitaker. He loved, of course, Pernell's slickness, defense, and Roy's crowd-pleasing style. And he says most people say he reminds them of Roy Jones or Pernell Whitaker. Remind me of both of them mixed together. Roy Jones' crowd-pleasing style and excitement, and the defense and slickness of Pernell Whitaker. Yeah, oh Lord. Man, this is just not my day. I done lost the article. Oh. I'll get it back. I'll get it back. That was a very interesting article. Jerron Boots Ennis. There we go. There we go. Where is it at? Division welterweight. Jerron Boots Ennis. 31-0. Of course, he had a no contest or something one time. Boxing style. Incorporating these diverse jab variations into his repertoire, Ennis transforms the jab from a simple tool into a multifaceted strategic weapon. He uses each jab with precision and timing, dictating the pace of the fight, exploring openings, and cleverly managing the distance between himself and his adversary. I see why they don't want to fight Boots. Another fighter just reading that and say, no, I'm not fighting him. Oh, Lord. Oh, there we go. I thought my music had stopped. Now, why do boxers run in boots? In good old days of distance running and boxing, athletes frequently ran in army boots. It was thought that because they were heavy, running in boots would increase things like fitness and leg strength more than running in sneakers. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, here's what I was looking for. Jerron Boots and is close to a fight with Mario Burrios, so that's a shame. He's gonna beat the shit out of that guy, man. But Burrios is the only one that will step up and fight him. What's up, Ant? I know Marvin Hagler said he ran in Boots for a mental edge. Okay, that is interesting. For a mental edge, okay. Yeah, it says on here. Oh yeah, well you heard that athleticism and quickness or something. But it says Boots and Burrios getting close. I mean, I really don't want to see that, but hey, we got to take what we get, you know. Burrios is the only one that's stepping up to the plate. Now, I think Stanionis would, but, you know, I agree with him. He needs a tune-up because he's been out of the ring for a year. And Boots is not the person to get in the ring with off of a year's layoff. Okay. Oh, hold on. Bear with me for 1 second. I got to do something real quick. These people, man, I hope that's not this tape. People just knocked on my door trying to sell me some kind of gas. I don't, you know how they knock on your door trying to sell you that electric? I got Baltimore gas and electric. I don't need you. Leave me alone. They just go around to people's houses knocking on their doors with this nonsense. Leave people alone. I know a friend of mine tried that. His electric bill tripled in 3 months. If your product was all that, you wouldn't be trying to sell it so hard. It would sell itself, wouldn't it? Okay, back to boxing. I'm not even going to answer it. I'm home alone. My wife and my daughter went to church like 10:30 this morning, and it's 3 o'clock. They're not back yet. I would have been and got up and walked out by now. Church started at 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'm out of there. Okay. Here we go. Boots. Oh man, I keep losing my article. I had a nice article about Boots. Oh, there we go. Fight fans know 2 things about unbeaten welterweight Jerron Boots Ennis. He's a superb fighter, and he was recently crowned IBF champion by default, as Terence Crawford was stripped of the IBF belt he won by defeating. I wanted to read about the Burrios thing. I know about all that. I don't care. Now that he's champion, Ennis wants to get busy proving he is the best welterweight out there. Boots still very much wants to fight Crawford, but does Crawford want it? No, he's got Spence. We must wait and see. In the meantime, there's a very good chance Ennis will face interim WBC welterweight champ Mario Burrios. Burrios was 28-2, 18 knockouts. Next, perhaps in February. Okay. Now, Burrios is just an interim WBC. Well, Bud still has other rebouts, right? Okay. Perhaps in February. Boots says he wanted to win the belt in the ring, and he wanted to earn it with his hands. He wanted to face Spence, then Crawford. I want to fight the best and beat the best. But I mean, he wanted to earn it in the ring with his hands. But what was he supposed to tell him? No, I don't want it that way. No, give me my belt. You know, what was he supposed to do? Turn it down? Shout out to Barrios and props to him. But it's not a good move for his career. Exactly, Al Booger. That's what I was saying. I don't want to see him get in there with boots. It might be the end of his career. What's up, Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more? You said you had a previous engagement tonight, right, Bruce? Because the old school show is at 7 tonight. I remember last week you said you had a previous engagement. But we're going to have it every week, so looking forward to you being up there with us. Because you have a wealth of knowledge about back in the day and nowadays. So you still got the previous engagement tonight, Bruce? But that's a good point, Al Booger. I agree. Shout out to Barrios and props to him, but it's not a good move for his career. Okay, Bruce. But if not, we have it every Sunday at 7 o'clock. So we know we're going to get you up there eventually. Okay. 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 Something ain't right. Oh, with my music. This thing went up by itself. See, I'm on my phone, man. My laptop is acting up. I hope I sound okay. I gotta get me a new laptop. And like I was saying, my wife asked me yesterday what I want for Christmas. I said, I want a laptop, and can I get it now? You know, early. So, because this piece of junk, I've been on here for 48 minutes, and this laptop still haven't came on yet. Gee, Christmas. That's ridiculous. Okay. Boots wanted to fight Spencer and Crawford. He wanted to win the belt with his hands, but he never got a chance to show it. It was out of my hands. It was out of my control. It's boxing. Politics get in the way sometimes. Some people may point a finger at me for the way I got the belt, but why do they point a finger at Crawford or Spence? Or any other guys who didn't want to fight me? Thank you, Boots. Shouted from the rooftops. I was a mandatory for 2 years. Great points. Let me read that again. I wanted to fight Spence and Crawford. I want to fight the best and beat the best. I never got my chance to show it. He didn't like the way he got the belt. He says it was out of his hands. It was out of his control. It's boxing. Politics get in the way. Some people may point a finger at me. Why don't they point a finger at Crawford or Spence or any of the guys who won't fight me? I was a mandatory for 2 years. Okay. For all these dumb people talking about email champion and all that nonsense. That man willing to fight anybody. But anybody is not willing to fight him. Okay? Oh, thank you, Al Booger. What's up, GP? Yeah, I'd rather see Burgos against Thurman, too. Yeah. Thurman trying to cash out. Thurman is trying to cash out. Appreciate you, Just Do Boxing. But I like what Boots is saying. He's saying all the right. He's telling the truth. He tried to fight them guys. Don't point the finger at me. Point the finger at them. And Cody Crowley. And Keith Thurman. And Stanionis. All the other people that are scared to fight him. You know what he's supposed to do is just turn the belt down? No. Hey, they awarded it to him. It's his. Don't matter how he got it. He's the IBF champion. Just like all the people talking trash about Shakur, he's still a WBC champion at 135, and he's still a 3-division world champion. Okay, so which rematch is that, Al Booger? Earl and Bud? What's up, Gregory Pratt? Who you watching your Eagles? Your Eagles playing today. I'm just watching the NFL Network, the highlights of all the games. Cause my team don't play again until next Sunday. The Ravens, they play Thursday. That's one good thing. Now I was saying, you have a quick turnaround when you go from Sunday, you have to play on Thursday, but then you get like almost 2 weeks off. You know, Thursday all the way to the following Sunday. You know, you don't play this Sunday, so that's a good thing about it. Then they got the bye coming up soon. They lost Mark Andrews, though. Tight end for the season. That's going to hurt. Oh, Barrios versus Thurman. Yeah, I want to see that, too. Yeah. 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 Thurman, I really think Thurman is a commentator, though, tell you the truth. I don't know if he's fighting anymore. He's not fighting Boots. I think the thing for Boots is go on to 154. Go on to 154, Boots. Those guys will fight you. Tim Zoo will fight you. Who else is up there? Tim Zoo. Where's Castano at? I keep asking that question. That loss to Mel in that second fight must have really hurt him, man. Okay, who they play tomorrow? They got Monday Night GP? Okay. Who they playing? Oh, man. The Eagles got the Monday night game. Ryan Garcia versus Adrian Broner. I know GP said he like Broner. I like Ryan, man, in that fight. But we got to see Ryan under Derrick James first, though. Okay. See if it's an improvement. Maybe it's not an improvement, but we got to see. And we don't have long. Next weekend. We got Benavidez and Andrade this week. Well, next Saturday, and then the week after that is Ryan card. Yes. But I tell you, the rest of this year is just Benavidez and Andrade card. Then Ryan Duarte. Then Regis Devitt. Then Bam Rodriguez, Sonny Edwards. Then the Monster and Marlon for Undisputed at 122. Then we see what 2024 gonna have for us. But this year is going out just as strong as it came in. I don't know if 2024 can possibly be better than this. Okay. Bridman Edwards says Terrence Crawford could have competed in any era from 135 to 147. And Ennis is the most talented fighter I've ever been around up close and personal. Ooh, that's big praise coming from Bridman. He says Boots is the most talented fighter he's ever been around. Wow. Woo. And Bridman have been around some talent. That's high praise. So I think it's a shame both fighters are getting criticized. Crawford just became champion. It's obvious he has a rematch clause. But yeah, I don't understand that at all, man. I think the IBF should have gave Crawford the opportunity to fight the rematch with Earl, then address the mandatory. Because the rematch would have to take precedence because The rematch was written into the original contract. Whoever lost was obligated to get a winner a rematch. I mean, whoever won was obligated to get a winner a rematch. So how can they strip him for not fighting a mandatory when the rematch was a thing before he even had the IBF title, right? That's just backwards. That's just boxing is just corrupt, man. They just do anything. That's why they need some kind of commissioner, something over top of the sport to police it, man. Because nonsense like that wouldn't be done. Okay. Look at Canelo. This man, 2 out of his last 3 title fights have been against fighters making their first fight in his division. Triple G and Jamel. He fought Triple G, he fought John Ryder, then he fought Jamel. 2 of those guys got title shots that never even fought in his division. Okay. But he don't get stripped. Come on, man. Then you gonna strip Crawford, who just had the belt not even 6 months. That's the kind of stuff, man, that just make you shake your head at boxing, man. There are a lot of fights. Okay, Gregory Pratt. There are a lot of fights out there for Thurman, but since he wants a payday, he can come down to 140 and fight Tank. Then he can bow out. Yeah, Tank is sleeping. He probably ain't gonna do that neither, GP. Thurman wants a safe fight and get a bag and go on about his business. Hardcore boxing news, fam. JBT. Salute. How are you, sir? I'm just a little afternoon, Sunday afternoon boxing talk while we peep at the football games. Like I was saying, I'm just watching the highlight channel, NFL channel, because my team played third. They don't play today. So, do the Cowboys play today? Or do they? I think their bye was last week. Yeah, Al Booger. 2024 is going to be on fire. Yup. After this year, I think they done started something. It's going to start being like the old days. Yeah. I can't wait to see what PBC got coming up. I can't wait. This phone keeps going on. I got to touch it every 2 seconds. My laptop that went on the blink on me. I just started my channel and my laptop goes on the blink. Okay, I was getting back to what Breadman said. Hey, Jay Hardcore, check out what Breadman said. Thomas Morris, what's up, Tampa Tommy? Breadman was asked about what he thought about Crawford and Boots. He said Boots is simply the most talented fighter he's ever been around. Breadman, that's big praise there, ain't it? Tampa Tommy, what's happening, my brother? How you be? Excuse me for 1 second, gentlemen. Let me see. I can't type and talk at the same time. I wish my 7-year-old granddaughter was here. She could put this thing in here real fast. Faster than me. That's a shame, man. Hey, these kids are amazing. She would be finished typing it by now. I'm doing the old 1 finger thing. 1 finger at a time. / Oh, come on. And I'm on my phone because my laptop on the blink. My wife's going to buy me one for Christmas, though. I'm going to ask her today, can I get it now? Early. Okay, come here, notebook. There you go. That's high praise coming from Breadman, though, for Boots. The best fighter he's ever been around? Wow. Yeah, he's been around some talent. But, you know, Boots is Roy Jones and Pernell Whitaker combined. Okay. He's the defensive Whitaker, and the excitement and showmanship of Roy Jones Jr. PBC platform deal done. Okay. So what network are their fighters going to be fighting on, Jay? Okay, well, I was at Breadman's remarks. Crawford just became champion, and it's obviously at the rematch clause. I ain't going back into that. I do what I thought. It was wrong. The man had the rematch clause before he even became IBF champion. How can they strip him? None of this is his fault. Breadman says none of this is Crawford's fault. Maybe he could have paid Boots some step-aside money. Boots ain't taking no step-aside money. Boots wants to fight. But I'm assuming Team Crawford is saying for what? The rematch with Spencer's at 154 pounds. Okay, now that's what it is. The rematch at 154. Why pay step-aside fees for 147? Well, get up off the belt then. Okay, I can understand it then. If you're going to 154, you don't want to pay step-aside, get up off the belt. In Boots' case, what else he's supposed to do? He's been overdue for a title shot since 2021. This is Breadman talking. We're going into 2024. It sucks because for your first title, every fighter dreams of hearing and the new. That's true. But hey, what the man supposed to do? Turn his belt down? No. So Ernest was robbed of that feeling. I see where he's coming from. But all he did was destroy 31 opponents, become a mandatory, and wait for the rules to be enforced. He can't help it that Earl Spence had injuries, which prolonged the mandatory defense. No, Earl should have been the one that was stripped. They was going to do some stripping a long time ago. Deal been done for 2 weeks. Okay. Now not announcing until last PBC showdown. Okay, yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, they're gonna wait till right. Okay, yeah, just to be safe. Right, that's smart. Yeah. Wow, this time it's 3:22 already. Yeah. Yeah, Boots is no different from Breadman says Boots is no different from Devin Haney and Tim Tszyu. All three were 100% right. They earned their shots and never received it, so they were awarded the titles. Thank you. Exactly. Anyone who Breadman, still Breadman talking. He says anyone who criticizes Crawford or Ennis is a moron. Agreed. Both are in the right, even though they are on opposite sides in this situation. Okay. Now here's what Breadman thinks the way to fix it. All champions have to defend their mandatories every 12 months. I thought it was already like that. I mean, enforce it though. Right. The only exceptions are unified champions who have 18 months to defend. Why? What's the difference? Champions should only be allowed to pay step-aside fees twice. Cool. Then you got to fight. You can't keep paying step-aside. I thought they already had rules like that in place. He's saying they just need to enforce them, I guess. They got the rules, but they just need to enforce them. Right. That will eliminate fighters who milk the mandatory by getting paid instead of fighting. But the rules are in place, but they just don't enforce them. You know, 50 over platform tonight, 7 o'clock, gentlemen. We don't have no ladies in here. 50 and over platform panel tonight, 7 o'clock on Hardcore Boxing News. Be there or be square, okay? You don't want to miss it. Going to have guys 50 and over discussing boxing back in the day and now, telling stories, comparing eras, discussing their differences, discussing why we don't get the big fights nowadays like we did back then. Don't miss it. I know I'm not. 7 o'clock, Hardcore Boxing News. 50 and over. Yes. Breadman says, eliminate regular and interim champions. She put all together in capital letters. Yes. What do we need regular and interim champions for? Just number them. Rank them. Okay, that's all. Rank them. You fight number one. If he loses, then you got to fight number two. If number one beats you, then he got to put the belts up against number two and so on down the line. It's like that, but they just don't enforce it. That's the problem. These sanctioning bodies do anything they want to do. Look at Canelo. Like I was just saying, 2 out of his last 3 title defenses against guys that had never even fought in the division before. How come he don't get stripped? How you gonna bring guys up for other divisions and give them title shots? Then you got guys sitting right there in your division as mandatories, you won't fight them. Then you're gonna strip a man that's haven't even been champion for 6 months and got a guy to just exercise his rematch clause. But that's the one that gets stripped. And then Canelo brings Mel up 2 weight classes to give him a title shot, and Mel gets stripped. What kind of shit is that? Excuse my French. Ain't that crazy? That is crazy. You bring a man up for 2 weight classes, give him a title shot in his first fight in your division, and he gets stripped of his belt. Boxing is a joke, man. But we love it. We love it. I don't know why I'm complaining, because the next big pay-per-view, I'm gonna pay the bill and be sitting right there watching it. So that's why they get away with this stuff, man. Because we still support it. I ain't paying for no poop though, Jay. Like Jay said, don't pay for poop. Oh yeah, it wasn't French, Jay. Yeah. Yeah. GP says, don't owe me nothing, Jay. Just the super homie. Oh yeah. Debbie Pratt is my fellow Baltimorean. Philadelphia Eagles fan. He know it hurt him when he see them Ravens lose too, though. He ain't gonna admit it. It hurts. That's the Baltimore in it. Right, GP? Okay, now where was it? I was reading this. This is very interesting. This is Breadman talking. This is Breadman talking. Oh, I lost my place. See, I'm on my phone, regular phone, doing this, and then I got the backup phone reading this article, and it's just, if you don't touch it in like 2 seconds, it goes blank on. Oh, where was it? Okay, anyone who criticizes instead of fighting, eliminate. Right, eliminate. Yeah, all together. Yes. Yes, check this out. Breadman says, Eliminate regular and interim champions altogether. The only reason for them is to collect sanctioning fees. Just money. It all boils down to money. That's all. I didn't know that though. I thought they get sanctioning fees off interims and regulars. I thought it was just the super belt. Wow. Oh Lord. Man, I'm sleeping. I'm doing a live stream and my stuff get ready to go dead, but my charger's right there. I didn't know that, Jay. They pay sanctioning fees on interims and regular belts too? I thought that was just the super. Well, they ain't gonna never get rid of interims and regulars because they get making money off of them. Redman said that's the only reason for them. Sanctioning fee. Sanctioning fees. Wow. You're not interim anymore if you're the interim champion for over a year. Same as the regular championships. So after we eliminate that and after the champion is stripped, we simply take the highest 2 rated contenders and they fight to become champion. No appointing of championships. This would have a positive effect on the sanctioning bodies and they would recognize and put more deserving mandatories in place. No, they're not. And sanctioning bodies are going to do whatever they get the most money from. They're going to keep interims, regulars. They get money. I didn't know they got money from all of that stuff. Okay, they asked Breadman, do you think Boots should move up in weight just because he have a belt? These guys still not going to fight him. That's what I said. Okay. Breadman's response. He just got the belt yesterday. Well, this was a while back, 3 weeks ago or whatever. You guys are impatient. Let's see what Boots' team can do for him. No, I agree with the questioner. These guys still not going to fight him. Barrios will. And for people that just came in, they saying that Barrios and Boots is close to a fight in February. So I guess they just about got it done. Because February is only, 3 months. So they'll be announcing it soon. So I think it's going to be Boots and Barrios in February. Well, everybody knew that's what it was going to be. That's the only one that'll fight it. They don't have no choice. Al Booker made a good point. He don't want to see Boots fight, Barrios fight Boots. That might ruin. That's bad for that man's career. I agree. And McQueen back in the building. Okay, now where was it? Breadman says you guys are impatient. Let's see what Boots' team can do for him. Let's see if they can get a big name opponent at 47 to take the bait and fight him. Let's see if Boots can unify. Let's just see how things go at least in 2024 before we start talking about moving up. How is he going to unify when Crawford got the 3 belts? Crawford ain't fighting him. What you talking about, Breadman? How is he going to unify? Crawford still got the other 3 belts, right? So I didn't understand that response right there. Oh, Thomas, you backstage. See, I'm on my damn phone. I don't know how the hell to bring you up, man. Jesus Christ. Oh, forgive me. Oh my God. This is crazy. This is crazy. Okay, guess. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that, Thomas. You should be coming up now.
Hey, good afternoon, Cat Sports.
Yeah, sorry about that, man. See, I'm on my phone. You can't even see backstage. You got to press this. It says it puts a little one up by guest, and it's real small in the corner. Whereas on the laptop, I can see, what's going on backstage.
I ain't mad. I got big old letters on my phone. I can't see either, man. I just came on, man. My man Gregory Pratt asked me. He's like, "Yeah, hit the link, Thomas." I said, "Why not? Let me jump in, man. What you cooking on? What's your topic, Big Cass?" What? Let me find out. We just lost Cass Sports. All right, we just made this. I'm like the substitute teacher right now. There we come. Here we come. Cass coming back in. We see something loading up.
Okay, I hit a button. I didn't hear nothing you said just now. Say it again, Tommy.
No, I just said, just came on. My man Gregory Pratt. Somebody hit that link, man. So I just jumped on, man. Want
Yeah.
to see what you talking about. What's the topic, Big Cass?
How are you back there? They had did this interview with Fred, man, and he was talking about the Crawford and Boots situation. But you know what I didn't know, Tommy?
What's that?
I didn't know that you paid sanctioning fees for the interim and regular belt. I thought it was just the super belts.
Oh,
Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that. I knew there was. Well, I didn't know that. I figured that. If someone would have asked me what I thought, I figured it's
Yeah.
paying the belt because anytime you got that belt, it gives
Right.
you a certain status. So then
Yeah.
people want they want little props for helping you get that status, man.
That's
how
why
that
they
goes,
never
man. It's
going
a
to get
greedy
rid of
world.
them.
Yeah, I agree, man. I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
Oh. That's why they never going to get rid of them because they get money for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, I wouldn't either, It's like, you know what? If you're a sanctioned body and you got that belt, it's like you got the same pound of weed and you just reselling it over and over
Yep.
and over again. You know
That's a
what I'm
good
saying?
analogy there.
They got a
Yep,
hell of a
that's a
gig going on, man.
That's a good analogy. Because somebody going to be paying for it always. You know what I mean?
Every single time they want that status, they want that recognition as champion. So therefore, the sanctioned bodies, that's how they start, putting their favorites as the mandatories, giving their favorite guys shots, people who they want to promote, and they out there getting it, man. It's a dirty
Yeah.
world, man.
Yes, it is, man. Yes, it is.
Everybody got to eat, though, man. I understand.
Yeah, but they just going overboard with it, man. And then they want to strip some people and other people do what they want to do. And, now see the Crawford situation, I don't think he should have been stripped, man.
I'm two ways about it. According to their rules, I understand Boots.
Yeah.
He been waiting that mandatory time that he was supposed to wait until he get it awarded. So by their rules, I understand it, but I don't understand it. Well, I do understand though that they don't follow their rules. They follow their rules. If it's someone they don't like Terrence Crawford. He's not the most popular guy. If his name was Canelo Alvarez, he's a cash cow. Probably even Tank Davis. Because he bringing so much money. I think they would have bent the rules.
They would have bent the rules definitely for either one of them. Yeah. Did you realize that 2 out of Canelo's last 3 fights was against guys that was in their first fight at 168?
Oh yeah.
Triple G never fought at 168 before he fought Canelo, did he?
Never in his career. Andre Ward was calling him out, and he was like, "Nah, he's too big for me. I ain't going up there." I remember that.
And then Mel.
Yes.
So how did he get away with that?
Because I think they want Canelo to shine. As long as Canelo's shining, people are watching Canelo, man. If they put people in there, if they line him up against more B-balls, his aura is going to be demystified. You know what I'm saying? We start seeing him take multiple losses. All of a sudden, he's going to start looking average against elite fighters. I think Canelo is elite, but when you put him up there against other elite fighters at 168 and 165, he's good. He's competitive, but I don't think he has. I don't think nobody. There's not a lot of people saying, "Yo, he clearly easily beats David Benavidez. He
Mm-mm.
clearly
No.
easily beats Boo Boo Andrade. He clearly
Mm.
goes to 175 and cleans out that division. Ain't no one
He
saying
already
that.
showed he ain't doing that. He already showed he ain't doing that at 175.
No, no, he ain't have no
Mm-hmm.
business going up there. And once he fought Bivol, I knew he was going to lose that. I made a nice little chunk of change on that.
Yeah. See, I thought they were going to cheat Bivol, which they tried to do, but his performance was so good they couldn't do it. But they tried. 115, 113. Come on, man.
Bivol's an underrated fighter, and
Yeah.
I attribute that partly to whoever's matchmaking and promoting him because they not really putting him in there with some of the best dudes and it's really only one person we want to see him fight at this stage in the game, man.
Yeah.
We
Bivol.
we
I mean, not
are
beat a better
better
beat.
be
What you
it.
think about that? What you think about that fight? Now that we
Uh,
mentioned it.
in that type of matchup, more
Yeah.
often than not, I favor the boxer. But in this
Mm-hmm.
one, I favor Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev
Agreed.
is, I think he's the real life Captain Caveman. When he
Yeah.
when he hits, it's just different, man.
Yeah.
Is different, man. He's got like a real freakish kind of power, man. And everyone
Yeah.
who's been in the ring, people who sparred him, they was comparing. One dude compared getting hit by him to getting hit by a car, man.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, I heard that. I
yeah. I
heard that.
forgot who said that, man. But it was no, it was a quality dude, man.
Yeah.
So I got
100%
better be in
knockout
that
rate.
one.
You
And he
got
could
better be.
box.
Yeah.
He could
Yeah, he
box.
can.
It's
You just get him
awkward.
out of
He
there.
he leaves his feet once in a while. He because he's going to commit. He's going to commit to coming in, but he can box. He does better on exchanges. He's
Okay.
he's uh he's a brute, man. He's a brute with some serious skills.
Mm-hmm. But he's getting up there too. What is he? 38 now.
Yeah, and I think he's had multiple shoulder surgeries. So I don't know how long he's going to keep that up until one day he come in there not right and someone put the boom bop thing on him.
Yeah. But they say the power is the last thing that goes. So if he still catch you, you going. So
It is. It is, but when that shoulder is compromised,
Oh, the
it can
shoulder
be
is
hard to
right.
deliver. It can be hard to deliver that power.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
I
true.
it's I don't know, man. You're right. He's not a young man. He's been fighting his
No.
whole life, and he is human. You know what I'm saying? Even if he is a caveman, he's still human.
I just hope they make that fight, man. So we don't have to be sitting around forever talking about what if. You know what I mean?
I feel like they're
Who would
not
have won
making
it?
that fight. I could be wrong. This is just what I'm guessing. I feel like they're making that fight because United States is allied with Ukraine, and
Yeah.
they don't want to give Russia no one to get behind and cheer about. Like that's the way I feel. That's what I think is going on.
Yeah. That's politics, yeah. And
Yeah,
look how Mauricio wouldn't sanction it for the WBC belt, remember?
yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
it's a
know.
certain type of prejudice, a certain type of politics. I don't really know what to
Yeah.
call it, but I think the best way to term it is called sucker shit.
Yeah, and it's sports, man. Politics should never enter into sports. Sports is entertainment for the people, man. It's
Yeah,
something to
man.
get away from the kind of political BS. Sports is, you know what I mean? Sports is something we do to get away from that everyday life nonsense with the politics, and then they that enter into it. It's not right. You know what I mean?
I agree with you 100%, man. I
Yeah.
agree with you 100%. One of the things about especially about like Olympic sports, but we talk
Yeah.
about boxing, and especially in boxing,
Olympics
boxing.
too.
Yeah, boxing could be very clannish. It could allow people
Yeah.
to get behind they people,
That's
whatever
right.
country, ethnicity, race you from,
100%.
whatever city you from.
Absolutely.
But
Good point. Yep.
it's also a unifier at the same time because at the end of a
Hmm.
good fight, you end up having respect for that individual,
That's
and you end
right.
up respecting that other fan base. So it's a
Hmm.
double-edged sword.
Yeah. Remember in 1980 when I think Carter was president and Russia had invaded Afghanistan, and all them kids on the Olympic team didn't get to go compete, and they've been training for that their whole life, man.
Cats,
And
I
they
was
let
5,
politics
man.
enter into it.
I
And
was
they let
5. I don't
politics,
remember that.
but they let politics enter into it and ruin them kids' dream, man. And
Wow.
then guess what? Then 4 years later, the Olympics was in Los Angeles, and of course Russia didn't come. So the same thing happened to their athletes. And that was real
Wow.
bad, man. That was
I
real bad.
I believe,
Yeah.
what was the year they had the Olympics in Spain and there was some kind of terrorist organization took some
Yeah.
people hostage? What was that,
Yeah.
1972? That's
Yeah.
72?
It
All
was
right.
around 72.
All
Was it
right.
Munich? Was it Germany?
It was, I believe it was in Spain.
Spain. Okay.
I believe it was Spain, and one of the
Yeah.
dudes who
72.
made that Olympic team, his name was Alik Jones. Alik
Okay.
Jones, he was a tall, slim welterweight. They was kind of promoting
Yeah.
him the way they end up promoting Sugar Ray later. Anyway,
Okay.
he caught a misdemeanor case, and he wasn't able
Mm.
to be on the Olympic team, and he got in
Yeah.
some legal trouble, and he found himself
Okay.
in New York State prison with a hell of a lot of time, and he goes by the
Mm.
name Minister Ali. That
Okay.
dude was so incredibly gifted with his hands, and he
He
was a
never
hell of
got
a
the chance
trainer.
to compete.
When they used to have the
Okay.
boxing programs, he used to invite people from different weight divisions to spar him, and would say, if you could
Hmm.
hit me in the face clean twice in a round, I'll give you a carton of cigarettes. I'll give you this. I'll give you, and he would go
Right.
with person after person after person, and the man never did road work. He ain't never
Mm.
do no road work. He was so good. What this dude name for New York? He was down with the Tyson camp. I can't think of his name, but he used to bring his fighters into Greenhaven Correctional Facility and other
Okay.
facilities. He used to bring his amateurs in to fight the prison boxing team, and he had a
Yeah.
professional fighter. I can't think of the man's name, but he brought that dude into the prison to spar
Well,
Minister Ali to get him ready for his fights. That's how good Minister Ali
oh
was.
wow.
That
Mm.
that that,
He
that was one
was.
of the people that I had the privilege to really come up around and learn some things from.
He had to be good. He brought his
Oh my
professional in
God,
there.
was it Kevin Rooney? Kevin Rooney.
Yeah. Kevin Rooney. He used to train Tyson, didn't he?
Yes,
Mike Tyson.
yes, and he used to bring
When
his
Cus
fighters
was alive.
into
Yeah.
the system.
Okay.
There was another dude, probably maybe the best anyone ever seen in New York State prison, named Boxing Shah from Rochester, New York. Kevin Rooney was trying to get that man out of prison, but it ain't never happened. He was like Roy Jones, man, and he was
Mm.
untouchable, man. He was just an incredibly gifted dude, man. But he went to prison at the age of 16. He had a successful amateur pedigree, and he went to prison and got on the boxing team. And he was
Mm.
just the dude was amazing, man. He was amazing.
Okay. 92, Tommy. Barcelona, Spain, 1992
All right, then I
game.
got it wrong. Whatever it was, I believe in 72 or something like that. Whatever it was, there was some kind of terror.
Yeah.
Or
That
dudes
was in
didn't get
Munich.
to go. I forgot. It must have been
I
Munich, but
remember that.
that was the team.
Munich, Germany.
Minister Ali was supposed to go to that, and he couldn't
Yeah.
because he had a misdemeanor trial.
Germany. Yeah. Munich.
Okay,
I remember
that
that.
was it.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah.
it.
So he never
Yeah,
got to compete.
he never got to compete, man. He never got to
Mm.
compete. His name was Minister Ali, Ali Jones. He had a hell of a lot of time. He did just crazy, absurd amount of time in prison. I don't know if he ever got out. But he used to train the dudes who trained me. And
Mm.
him and the dude they used to call Johnny Ace, aka his real name was Yates, Johnny Yates.
Yeah.
They used to
Okay.
train the trainers how to train. But
Mm.
that it was just some really gifted dudes in there, man, and some of them was really good dudes. They did a lot of good for a lot of young people in there, helping get out of trouble. Myself being one of them, helping stay out of trouble.
Okay.
But a lot of them men just never made it out. They were
Right.
unsung heroes to me.
Mm-hmm. Ant got a question. He said Kevin Rooney is like a question in there. What you mean, Ant? Yeah, Kevin Rooney trained Mike Tyson. He was a big
Yeah,
time trainer back
yeah.
around that time. Yeah, he was one of the big boys, man. Oh yeah,
I think
Kevin Rooney.
I think he used to train Teddy Atlas when Teddy Atlas was
Yeah,
fighting.
Kevin came up under Customato, remember?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when I first really started watching boxing around that time. Yeah, late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, he had a lot of good fighters around that time.
I
Kevin
used to
Rooney
watch
did.
it then, but I couldn't appreciate it because I was a
Mm-hmm.
little kid,
Yeah.
about 6 years old.
Yeah,
I really didn't know what I was
I
seeing.
understand. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's all I was basically talking about. Then the fight. Did you watch any of the fights last night?
No, I
It
did
was 2
not.
cards. Yeah.
I
Did
did
a couple
not,
of
man.
women's fights. Yeah.
I don't
Diego
mess with the
Pacheco.
zone.
Oh, go ahead, Tommy.
No, I said I don't mess with the zone, man. I had got the app one
Oh,
time. That thing was screwing up. I can't watch your fights, and they taking my money. I feel like they were robbing me.
yeah.
So I don't watch none of them zone calls no more. Who fought
Okay.
last night?
Diego Pacheco was the main event on the zone. He beat Marcelo Contreras, but he didn't look all that good to me. Pacheco did. He got work to do before he step up
I hear
against
his
top notch.
name. I hear his name, but I'm not familiar with him. What's his weight class?
Big tall guy, super middleweight. He's a
Oh,
tall, lanky guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's being
He,
touted as something special.
yeah, but Contreras didn't really have no kind of inside game, and he's kind of slow. But he had Pacheco backing up, and every time Contreras got close to him, Pacheco was grabbing and stuff, man. But he caught him with a nice uppercut in the ninth. But he had him beat up in the 8th too. Contreras shouldn't even never came out for the 9th round, man. He was,
Yeah.
And then he went down.
mhm.
He went down
I
in the 9th, kind of like a Ryan Garcia thing. He made a business decision. He could have got up, but he decided not to. Yeah.
Man, don't nobody want to see that.
No. Then they had a women's championship fight. Who was it? Emma Carson and Hannah Rankin, I think. Yeah, they had a women's fight on the card too. That's the only 2 I watched was the women's championship fight and then that last one. And then the other card was a bunch of guys from the UK. What's his name? Isaac Dalby got beat on it. That's probably it for him. Some English guy beat him. Yeah. He lost.
He's been in a lot
of
wars. He's been in a lot of wars, man. He's a real dog, man.
Yeah, he showed it last night. He was game. But the guy was just outboxed him. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen someone saying in I think in the hardcore chat they felt he got robbed.
Mm-hmm. Ant says that left hook was tough from Contreras. Yeah. Ant saw it. You think Contreras could have got up, Ant, when in the 9th round? He went down took on one knee, nah, sorry, that's it.
Cash Sports, let me ask you, man, why do you think that classically a lot of these tall, lanky fighters just don't have much of an inside game most of the time?
Could it be the body? The body build? Can't take them body shots like that in there. Has something to do with it.
Okay, that's one good area. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
And also, I think too that if you got shorter arms than me and we on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
you get to extend your arms more than I can extend mine just by physicality.
Very
Because I'm
true.
tall, I can't really
Very
get no
true.
extension.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. That's more so than the body. Been to take them shots, man. The arms, yeah. The guy with the shorter arms gonna have the advantage in there. You're right.
Yeah, and
Yep.
shorter arms land quicker because it's less distance.
That's right. And you in there throwing with the longer arms throwing them shots, you get counted easier too, couldn't you? Close up on the inside,
Mm-hmm.
So them short punches catch you
Yeah,
before you get those longer punches in there. Yeah.
Yeah, and usually a taller, longer guy, man, he needs to get that full extension. Like he needs to really get that real whip effect with his shots, like Tommy Hearn's right hand.
Mm-hmm.
And
this guy,
you can't do that inside.
Right. And Pacheco was grabbing a lot when Conservo got close to him too. Yeah, I didn't even think that had a lot to do with it too. Yeah. He's like 6'4", 6'5", something like that. Not quite as tall as the Towering Inferno,
Is he training with Robert Garcia?
Who Conservo? I mean Pacheco.
Pacheco, yeah.
I'm not sure. I've really didn't pay any attention to that, man.
I've seen him somewhere. I've never seen him fight though, you know.
Cause I seen like the late rounds, like 6 on up, and yeah, they was on the Zone, and the Zone don't do that much. Like ESPN is really the channel that really focus more on the corner more than anybody, I think, as far as what they saying and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I love to hear that. I love to hear what's going on in the corner, man.
Yeah, I do too.
I got a question for you, man. I got a question for you and the whole Errol Spence Mafia, man.
Let me ask Ant real quick. Hey, put in the chat. Who trains Pacheco? Okay, go ahead, Tom.
If we had to choose, if we could only get one, would you rather see Terrence Crawford versus Spence at 154, or Terrence Crawford versus Boots at 147?
Boots. That's answer every out. It only take me. I only have to think about that, Tommy. I say Boots.
I think I feel the same way. I think it'll be more exciting. I don't think and I think Bud's stock goes down if he fights Errol Spence again, because I don't think it's going to sell the way the first one did. Most people think there's a foregone conclusion at this point. Yeah,
and the way it went, especially a lot of casual fans will look at the first fight, and whatever casuals that tuned in for the first fight, they done lost a lot of them,
Yeah. Errol definitely lost a lot of casuals. I'm sure some diehard Errol Spence fans want to see him get his get back, but at the same time, man, from what I'm seeing in some of these chats, they keep bringing up Boots, and it makes me think that some of the Errol fans they don't think Errol could win, man, and they just want to see Bud take an L, and I don't think Boots beats him.
I don't think so. I think the experience going to be the factor in that. The experience.
Yes.
Although Boots got 30 fights, but he still don't have the experience Crawford has, man.
And Crawford has he has one thing that I think is such a big advantage over most people is precision, man.
Yeah.
He's a very, very precise puncher.
Okay.
He's a very precise puncher.
Oh, Ant is back. Ant says Jose Benavidez Sr. trains Pacheco. Because I know I didn't see Robert Garcia in there.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Because I know I didn't see Robert Garcia. I would have noticed him. Because I really like him. Robert Garcia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like him.
I like him as a trainer. He says some crazy things sometimes, but I like he's honest. You know what I'm saying?
So if he would have been in there, I would have noticed him, yeah.
Yeah, Robert Garcia, he definitely he definitely is not a safety first trainer.
No. He's good though. I like him. You talking about Garcia, right?
Yeah, he was a good fighter.
Yes, he was. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I remember him. What's up, Ant? You there?
Yes, sir. No, he was Robert Garcia was a damn good fighter. He gave Diego Corrales all he could handle, and then ate a shot that he couldn't recover from. But aside from that, he was in that fight.
Yes, that's what I was saying. He just he got caught by an uppercut.
He had tremendous fundamentals, and you see it in most of the guys that he trained that they're very fundamentally sound. They may not have all of the flash and pizzazz, but he's gonna make sure all of those guys got their fundamentals down packed.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like Robert Garcia. He got Raymond Muratalia, right? I think. Don't he?
Yeah.
Robert Garcia. Yeah, he still got some good fights.
Virgil Ortiz went back to Robert Garcia as well.
Did he?
Yeah, left the gym.
Oh,
briefly.
okay.
Yeah, he's back with him as of last week.
Okay, that's a good move for him.
To that gym. Oh yeah.
That's a good move for him. Yeah.
I feel very worried for that young man.
Virgil.
I always forget the name of that condition, but it's basically where the proteins in your muscles break down and go into your bloodstream, and it just is really, really dangerous, man. It can cause renal failure. It can cause several organs in your body to fail.
Because he got a fight coming up, right, Tom?
Yeah, I've
when
heard
is that
that.
next fight, Tom?
I don't know,
Okay.
but I believe he's got one coming up at 154.
Yeah.
I genuinely hope that problem never happens for him again, man. Because the results could be deadly.
Yeah, because I was just saying, I'm waiting to see what happened in this camp he got coming up now. See what happens.
And he
leading
might
into
not.
This next fight.
He might not be the same fighter after suffering that twice, man. This affects your internal organs, man. It's serious, man. And I really like them, but I hate to say it. I'm always looking at him now carefully, like I don't know what's gonna happen with him.
You think it would have made any difference if he would have waited longer to have another fight, or it don't matter with that condition? Because I don't know too much about it.
I don't know, man, but I've known this to happen to people who work out too much. There's people who just work out too much, and this happens to them. But now, too much for me might not be too much for you. So I have to wonder if that rigorous training of boxing is too much for his body to handle. Like, he just might not be able to do this no more. I hope that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's not the case.
Yeah, I like Virgil too. He's competitive, man. He got that attitude with him.
He's got a hell of a left hook.
Yeah.
He got a hell of a left hook to the body, man.
Yeah.
I just like that. We want to use it too, man.
Was that it?
And I said he got a tight little defense when he decides to use it too.
Yeah,
he's like one of them few guys that when they're operating in that high guard, that where they can actually be effective and efficient with it. Some guys, they get in that high guard and they just get pieced up. And Virgil, when he wants to be defensive, he can be pretty solid with that defense, man. But you made a fantastic point though, Tommy, and I think that he probably was working too hard, and not just relative to his body. The one thing you notice with a lot of younger people, man, and it feels funny for me saying that because I'm only 35, but a lot of younger people just have that mentality where it's like, I'm gonna just work, I'll sleep when I die, and it's like, yo, you got to prioritize rest. I feel like that's something that comes with age and experience, that you start to realize the importance of rest and how it relates to recovery and how you're able to, you know what I mean? So I think that's the case. I remember the first time I seen Virgil Ortiz, it was before I even seen him in the boxing ring. Because Ellie Setback, he frequents that Robert Garcia gym fairly often. He's got a ton of videos with him. So I remember like years ago seeing Virgil in the background, like he was still in the amateur. And every video, Virgil would never be talking. He would just be back there working. Just work. And it's like, yo, you gotta prioritize rest some way, somehow. It's like, you want to work, but recovery is important as well. Just because you're young don't mean that you don't need to prioritize that.
Yeah, one of the things I liked about him, this I didn't really like, but I liked how he did it. He would come at people on a straight line, but even though he was coming in on a straight line, he'd be moving his head and waist. You know what I'm saying? So he was looking really good. He was looking very promising, man. He was a really promising looking young man.
I gotta agree, and that's what I was saying. Very fundamentally sound, as many people would consider him to be straight up and down, like no special effects. There's nothing really fancy about him, but with him, how the saying goes, all sizzle and no steak. I think it's the opposite with Virgil. I think he's like all steak and no sizzle. It's just straight substance. Like very, very little wasted movement with him. It's just linear.
Could y'all hear my conversation?
Efficient.
No, we didn't hear you, Cass.
Oh, because I was on the phone. I didn't know whether you could hear me or not. Okay, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, you straight. You the host, man. Okay. You the host.
No, I was on the phone with my wife. I was saying, I wonder if they listening to me. But because here on my former laptop just went, I can't even get the thing to come on. I don't know what's going on with it, man. It just won't come on. Old school around in the building.
That's my man. What's
up, old
Shout
school?
It out.
He said, salute Thomas Morris and Ed McQueen. What was y'all talking about?
Virgil Ortiz.
Okay, still on good.
Not flashy, but highly effective at what he was at his style.
I like him, man. I like Virgil. I like his demeanor, man. The way he fights, he just concentration, man, and all business when he in there.
Yeah,
you know?
he reminded me of a little cleaner, and when I mean cleaner, I mean as far as technique, a little more technical version of Felix Trinidad.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. It sure is. I never thought about that, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not mad at that. The only thing about Virgil that I feel like would make him even more dangerous with his current style is if he were to just change the velocity just a little bit. Because he throws everything so damn hard. You know what I mean? I feel like it would be. Yeah. I feel like he would be able to like lull his opponent to sleep and be a little bit more effective with setting his stuff up if he were to take a little bit off of his punches and then boom, then just lay it on him. But he throws everything so damn hard at the same speed.
Yeah, he's swinging for the fences. He's trying to get you up out of there. Virgil don't be messing around.
If you don't change speeds, it's just like a pitcher in baseball. I don't care how fast. I don't care if you're throwing 100 miles per hour. When you're up against the very best hitters in the world, they're gonna get your timing down if you don't vary that speed, right? That's why they got change-ups and everything else and curveballs.
Right, exactly. Yep.
The same thing in boxing, man. If you keep throwing everything 100 miles an hour, or you throwing everything with full force, an elite fighter is gonna get your timing.
Same thing. Yep. They're gonna get it. Old School says he's cleaning house and listening. Don't forget the Over 50 show tonight, Old School. It's on Hardcore Boxing.
Oh my God. Yeah. To that point, Tommy, I mean, it happened. He got timed twice. Now, thankfully, he didn't pay the ultimate price for it. He didn't get clipped with anything too serious, but he did get he got bumped by
Mean Machine, wasn't it? Was one I was thinking that, Ed. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Him, and also I want to say in that Maurice Hooker fight, and then afterwards he governed himself and got himself in order, and he managed to put the beats on them guys. But you shouldn't be in that position in the first place. The one thing I will say about Virgil Ortiz that I do like, whereas you got a lot of guys who fight like that where they're going for broke and they're very aggressive, but they sacrifice technique. Even when he's throwing hard, everything is still very crisp. When he's throwing his right hand, like the form is still good. Like you said, that left hook, especially when he's digging to the body, the form is still good. Some guys get sloppy when they get very aggressive like that, but he keeps his very fundamentally sound, man.
Like Rolly. You talk about getting sloppy.
Yeah, Rolly's a different kind, man. He came to the game late in life.
Yeah, he did. And
if I'm not mistaken, he came from a judo background, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
He sure did. I think it was judo. One of the martial arts. Was it judo? I know it was judo. What did you say, Tom?
No, okay. And he was competing at a high level in judo from what I know as well.
Yeah.
He wasn't like Martin, similar. He was top notch.
Frank Martin was similar too. Like he was actually an all-state wrestler in Indiana. And then there were a couple of times where I seen him where like he tied a guy up on the clinch and he was able to turn him like relatively easily. And then I found out that he was a wrestler. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think more boxers should look to do some form of cross training. I know for that Spence fight, Bud Crawford, he was working out with some UFC guys, with some mixed martial arts.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
He was doing quite a bit of work with them guys, and then when you see it in the fight, one of the things that people were banking on is that Spence was going to be able to frame him on the inside and work that body, but Bud was having none of that shit. He tied him up, pushed him off, and moved him around. You know what I mean? So,
that's right. He was the one that told me that, Ed. As a matter of fact.
And Bud also got a wrestling background.
Yeah.
He's got a wrestling background as well, and I think both of his sons wrestle too. Them little guys are winning trophies already.
Supposed to be pretty good too.
He's got a whole household full of athletes. His daughter's winning like medals in track and stuff. It's just in the genes, man.
Just in the genes, yeah.
I don't really know how hard of a puncher Frank Martin is, but I know he got some pop. However, I've noticed that there's a bunch of boxers who have a wrestling background that all punch brutally hard. Mike Alvarado, Kermit Cintron, Terrence Crawford, and I think what it is that it's all about shifting them hips and wrestling and using momentum, and I think that gives them a real power. It helps them develop and maximize their power.
Okay.
I think that's a great observation because flipping your hips is extremely important in wrestling because it's all about being able to deny a takedown. You know what I'm saying? Even taking somebody down, you got to be able to shift those hips on a moment's notice, just like that. It's like very quick, very violent, and abrupt. So I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case. With them knowing how to flip their hips like that. It's the same thing with football. You playing on a line, you're a DN, you got to be able to flip your hips, get on the inside of a offensive lineman. So.
And also too in wrestling training as compared to boxing training, there's a little more emphasis on strength, on building overall body strength in wrestling than there is in boxing. And when you're wrestling the man, when you're exerting your strength against another man's strength, and you're doing that day in, day out, you become very, very strong.
Yeah.
With boxing, I think it's a little more emphasis on endurance as opposed to strength. It's more emphasis on speed.
Oh yeah, and conditioning as well. Even shoulder conditioning. Because remember earlier you were talking about the speed bag thing. A lot of people think the speed bag is just about developing hand-eye coordination, but it's also a form of shoulder conditioning because you got to keep your guard up and shit like that.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah. Well, I was about to change the subject, but I was thinking about this morning. You picked Ergashev against Matthias this morning.
Just to be contrarian, for no reason in particular.
Oh yeah, you said everybody was picking Matthias, so okay.
Yeah,
I thought you said
I ain't really no. I didn't really review either one of them guys. I've watched Matthias fight more than I've seen Ergashev, but I understand that Ergashev is supposed to be a pretty devastating puncher in his own right. And one thing about this type of matchup is like either guy can go. It's about who gets who first, pretty much. Matthias, I think he's got a little bit of craftiness in him defensively, but the thing is he doesn't always elect to use it.
No, he don't use it.
He just wants to, he want to stand and bang. But I have seen moments where he was able to pick shots off with his gloves and parry and things of that sort. But he wants to fight.
Yeah. Like in that first round,
you get in with another guy that likes to fight with you, to fight with you. What happens in that situation?
Who was that guy he fought that jumped on him in the first round? Remember? I think was his last fight or the fight before last? Ponce?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Is it Ponce or Ponce say something like that?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. That guy was all over. He used a little bit of defense in that first round because he wasn't expecting that. That guy didn't give him a chance to get aggressive. I think his name was Ponce, something like that.
Ponce?
Yeah, wasn't it his last fight or the fight before last? I can't remember exactly when it was. Yeah,
I think it was his last fight.
Yeah,
I'm not a big I'm not sold on Matthias yet.
No,
neither am I.
I'm not, man.
Neither am I.
Why?
He reminds me of Mayorga, man. He reminds me of Mayorga, and guys like that, they don't always last long. Like they're exciting to watch because they're willing to come forward and brawl, but eventually they end up getting whooped out. All of them guys, man.
Okay.
All of them guys who elect to operate in that style, they always end up getting whooped out eventually, and it's usually bad.
Somebody gets them, huh? Yeah. This might be this. Go ahead, Tommy.
No, because they end up getting in there with a technically better boxer who got a good chin. And then they can't put them out, and they don't got the technique to fall back on. They take a boxing lesson.
Yep. this might be the one for Matthias Zergashev. I mean, when Ant said that, I said, "Uh-oh, that's Ant. What have he seen?" I couldn't wait to ask you that. I thought you had saw something. Being who you are, But you said everybody was saying Matthias, and you said Zergashev. I said, "Uh-oh, Ant done saw something."
Hey, I said we should watch him Ergachev because I think Tom said he wasn't really too familiar with him either. So I said we watch him Ergachev and see what the cat is about.
Yeah.
All I know about the guy is that he's supposed to be a puncher as well. That's all I know about him. I don't know
That's all I know
about
too.
his technical ability or anything like that. I just know that all but one of his fights have been KOs.
Who has he fought? Did he fight anybody of note?
Can't remember who he fought. But I just know he's supposed to be a puncher. But then again, Matthias hasn't really fought anybody too crazy either. So we don't really know about him either.
Nope.
And I ain't trying to discredit Matthias. I'm not saying he's a bum. He's fighting on a world level, at a high level. So it's just not a style I'm a fan of.
Okay. What's up, Jay Hardcore? Jay Hardcore's back. Yeah, that's true. I only seen like 2 highlights of Zergashev. I never seen him in an actual fight, and I only seen him like 2 times briefly, so I don't know nothing about him. Like you, and I just heard he could punch. That's all. So I wouldn't mind doing a film study on him.
Where is Ergachev from? Is he Ukrainian? Is he from Kazakhstan? From one of those countries?
I thought
one of some European places.
Yeah, somewhere over there. Yeah, I just saw it, but I can't remember what it was.
Because not for nothing, the Ukraine, man. The Ukraine is really
a
lot of good fighters, man.
Yeah, they do. They typically do. And them guys usually got skills too, man. Particularly like their footwork. I know a lot of them guys do ballet, do all types of dance and stuff like that, but
maybe he does, just haven't showed it yet,
We'll see, man. What word was, man? I ain't gonna say
Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan, that's big, bro.
Word was that Matthias does have some defensive skills, but he been kind of throwing that by the wayside and just really really want to become an action fighter. And I'm not mad at him because that's how you make money sometimes. One of my favorite fighters of all time, that's the one I forgot when I say my 5 favorite, Eric Morales. One of my favorite fighters of all time. He's known as a brawler. Like, he's gonna bring it, he's gonna fight, he's a warrior. But the man, when he chooses to box, has beautiful boxing skills. And he was asked why he doesn't use his boxing skills no more. He said, because I want to make money. And you don't make money outpointing people.
Right, okay. Yeah,
and,
but
he's fighting at 122, 126, you know what I'm saying? So he had to really make it action-packed.
But using your skills, you last longer, right? When you told me,
Yeah, but I think when you're, especially in them smaller weight divisions, them smaller guys, that their bodies don't hold up for a long time to have shorter careers.
Okay.
And I think you gotta fry the egg while the pan is hot sometimes.
Right.
And especially if you come and have a situation of poverty, man. I'm a big, sometimes you want to get right to that bag, man.
Exactly. That's true. Yeah.
As a matter
in
of fact,
addition to your point too, though, I'll say this to add to your point. Not only does it seem like some of those smaller guys flame out a little bit quicker, but it also, the point that you made, man, who the hell is watching these guys?
Exactly.
Everybody's looking at these guys that are at 147 and up.
147 and up? Yeah,
welterweight used to be the glamour division. Nowadays, we got more people watching 135, but it's like, if you fighting down there at 122, 126, 122, that's how you got a guy like, what's his name? This guy was a fantastic fighter, but nobody knows who the hell he is. Orlando Canizales, like a couple of decades ago. Dude had some of the best footwork, but nobody was watching bantamweights in the 90s.
Good point, Ed. Back in the day, they hardly ever showed them guys. Like 147 on up that's all you really saw on TV back then. You didn't see no 118s and all that type of stuff on TV.
Well, you know? Exactly what you guys are saying. At one point, them divisions were smoking hot on fire because you had Eric Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera. You had both Marquez, but you had Israel Vasquez, Rafael Marquez, brother Juan Manuel Marquez, Manny Pacquiao, and them divisions were on fire. Paulie Ayala. Yeah. It was that was a hell of a time for the featherweights.
That was like what, getting late 90s, something like that, though, right?
Late 90s, early 2000s, though.
Yeah,
it took
around that time
for them guys to get established like that.
Yeah, because I was talking about like 80s, 70s. You didn't even hear nothing about those guys back in them days.
Well, back then, I think that's when you were looking at. What's my man Poison? What was Poison name? Oh man, he was fighting down there 118, 122. Poison, man, y'all know I can't think of his name, man.
Right.
Junior Jones. Junior
well,
Jones.
Lupe Pintor was
Junior Jones.
Oh.
No, I was gonna say you had Junior Jones, you had Mark Two Sharp Johnson, you had Derek Gainer, and they were you're right though. They really didn't get they just do.
You had to be really, really good. Like it was a guy named Lupe Pintor that he was talked about because he was really good. You ever heard of him? He killed the guy one time in the ring, with a punch. Like late 70s, early 80s, something like that.
So, right
you
there,
heard about him, but he was really good.
That speaks to Eric. Right there, though, Cass. That speaks to Eric Morales' point. Like you got to be action packed to get noticed down there, man.
That's right. Absolutely. That's right.
But you could look at the fight with Eric Morales and Paulie Ayala. Paulie Ayala, he had a clear size advantage over Paulie Ayala. And Paulie Ayala was a technical boxer. He was really good. And Eric Morales stayed disciplined and outboxed him beautifully over 12 rounds, man. It wasn't his most exciting fight, you know what I'm saying? But it was a wonderful performance.
I would pick Regis in that one too, old school. Old school said he gives Regis the edge over Matias because of his skills and experience. What y'all think about that, Regis and Matias?
I like Regis.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
what we were just talking about.
Regis has shown me a little bit more
against the highest competition.
Yeah.
He's proven on the highest level. Matias is not.
Yeah.
He might become that. I'm not saying he can't become that, but he just ain't do it yet.
You know what you were saying, Tommy, about Matias finally running into somebody that can take his punches and got skill and everything? That could be Regis.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that created exactly what you were saying. Yep. D for the win. Salute. What's up?
I'm kind of a little worried, man, because one of my favorite fighters was Gary Russell Jr. And I don't know, I don't know who was managing him. I don't know what kind of beef he got, but it seemed like he was really frozen out of a lot of opportunities. And I kind of got the feeling it looks like they're doing the same thing with Gary Antoine right now. Like, why are we not hearing more about this man? He's exciting. He's skillful. He's bringing it. He's everything you want to promote. He's smart. He's intelligent. Why is that man not being promoted? And I'm worried that he's gonna be one of them dudes that he doesn't get his opportunities.
And you know what? It seemed like since their father passed, they done took like a step down as far as, not in the ring, but as far as, I can't put my finger on it, but they just not getting the publicity and attention like they was getting at first.
No,
is it just me or? Is it just me or? Yeah, it seemed like something around the time when he passed away, something just changed with him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's it's unfortunate, man, because he's a really talented dude. I believe he beat Boots 3 out of 4 fights in the amateurs or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure did.
He's got a hell of a pedigree.
I saw one of them.
Me too.
Yeah.
And in the one I saw, he beat him clearly. There was no controversy or nothing.
That must be the same one I saw, because Gary definitely won that one. Clearly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, everybody knew it before they even made the decision. Yeah. Yeah.
And I watched one of the fights with my man Andy Cruz versus Keyshawn Davis,
Okay.
and the one I seen, it was competitive, man. Keyshawn did good. Keyshawn did good, but I felt he legitimately lost though, but he fought well.
Uncle Al. Okay. G for the win said that Russell's robbed too many people the wrong way. They got all the talent, but they hard to get along with. And Jay says they don't have a good relationship with Uncle Al.
Well, they better get down with Don King or something. You know, Don King's still active. He still got that.
Yeah. He got AB. Don got AB. Don't AB fight December 2nd? Right? Or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. You absolutely right.
Chris Howard. I don't know who Chris Howard is. I heard the name.
All right, gentlemen, I got to sign off now because, as my lady told me, man, if boxing was a woman, she'd be highly, highly jealous.
Yeah, my wife had to slow me down too. And one night I was sitting on here like 11 o'clock, getting ready to go on, and she was like, "When do you sleep?" She's like, "You on there listening to other people all day, and now you trying to go live." And I was like, "You know what? You're right." So,
all right, gentlemen, I'm out of here.
Okay, Tommy. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get out of here too. I don't know if Just Do is on Sunday or not, but it's his time now. So, yeah, I'm gonna get ready for the not the Crow Show, the old school show tonight. Yeah, you still there, Aunt? Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to get on up out of here, and I will see everybody tonight at 7 o'clock. Once again, I appreciate everyone for supporting my little small channel. If they can't with Al, they definitely can't with Don. Oh, that's a good point, Jay. Yeah, if they can't get along with Al, they might not even deal with Don King. But appreciate everybody coming in on my little small channel. But guess what? You got to be small before you can be big, right? Okay, Cash Sports here. I'm gone. See y'all. Okay, here we go. Man, I know Jay really was having trouble cutting the thing off because shit. Oh, excuse me. End. There we go. Oh, I gotta hit end. Okay, there we go.